All right, ladies and gentlemen, we coming live from our Joburg office. Good morning. Wait, not good morning. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, and welcome back to the trading room, the TD Markets trading room, every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. Hope you guys are having a good day wherever you are. And yeah, it is a Thursday. The time now is 4 minutes after 2. We're gonna get started with the trading room. We had one on Tuesday where we spoke about interest rates. The topic on Tuesday was interest rates. All right. So now we're going to look at how the markets have moved, which, if you guys kept an eye, you would have noticed that there are no reaction, or there was no significant reaction on the dollar pairs. All right. So we're going to talk more about it. But before we get started, remember, if you want to open up an account with us, our website is tdmarkets.com. Sign up now and start your journey today. All right. It's 2026. It's the beginning of 2026, January. I believe that you guys have your goals. So if you have trading goals, sign up on the link at the chat right now, or on the chat right now, and start trading, right? Obviously, for assistance, please contact us at care@tdmarkets.com. We do have a live chat there on the website, or alternatively, you can call us on the number on the chat, right? Hope you guys are well. There's no music for today's session, but that should not stop our session, right? Jules, I can see you on the chat. I can see you, Jules, on the chat. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And also the people that are not communicating on the chat, welcome, welcome. Good afternoon, Tebato. Good afternoon to you as well, my good sir. All right. I think let's get it started, guys, right? Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Now we're talking about the dollar, right? But before we get started, you guys will notice that we are just sticking to the same script, all right? We are sticking to the same script. The market is moving. If you guys kept an eye on the setups, you should be smiling right now, all right? You should be smiling right now. The markets are moving. So the direction we spoke about on Tuesday, it's still moving, right? The market is still moving towards that direction. All right. So yeah, so interest rates remained unchanged at 3.75%. Remained unchanged at 3.75%. And so the markets didn't really move. But we knew that whether there is going to be a cut or it's going to remain unchanged, the dollar will continue to weaken. All right. Now remember, investors are looking at emerging markets. Investors are moving away from the dollar. All right. Investors, traders are moving away from the dollar, and they are focusing on emerging markets, energies, commodities. That's why gold and silver are moving towards the upside, right? We all know that gold, geopolitical events favor commodities, right? So during this tension, right, this tension that we see, during this uncertainty, right, gold is moving, silver is moving. Oil has started to move, so there is a lot of opportunity one can take advantage of. All right, so let's get it started. Let's get it started. Now, I want to hear from you guys, right? We went through the analysis on Tuesday. I want to hear from you guys. Where should we start? What are you looking at? What are you analyzing? What should we analyze? Because we're sticking to the same script. What should we start with? What should we analyze? What are you guys keeping an eye on? Right? Maybe pop it on the chat, type it on the chat, and let's run with it. Let's go. What are you guys looking at? What are you guys looking at? All right. Okay, there we go. We've got AUD, USD, GBP, JPY, the DXY. Okay, so AUD, USD, still very much bullish. Still very much bullish. Where is this thing going? It's going back to this top. I'll show you the top the market is going, right? It's pushing back to this top. It's pushing back to that top. So this one hasn't changed, right? We spoke about this on Tuesday. Has not changed. It has broken above that zone. It has broken above. In fact, there was a gap. It has broken above that zone. So now it's going all the way to that high, right? So the focus is just this trend. This move is super aggressive. We need a correction, right? We need a correction before we can continue trading towards the upside. So this is it's a very simple one. It's a very simple one. So I would anticipate the correction to come back to the zone, right? That previous area. Any correction, I would anticipate it to come back to the zone, and then from there continue pushing towards the upside. All right. But yeah, it's going back to this high. And then from that high, we'll see what's going to happen, right? We'll see what's going to happen from that high. It might reject, it might continue pushing up. But yeah, any correction, we're looking for price to continue pushing towards the upside. So that is AUD USD, right? AUD USD. It's a pretty straightforward one. And then up next, we've got, let's see. Up next, we've got GBP JPY. So Debato is still holding a buy in GBP JPY. Let's have a look. The GBP JPY should continue pushing towards the upside, right? Let me just clear. All right. So GBP JPY, like I said on Tuesday, it's not giving me a proper setup, right? Hence, I'm not looking at this one. So the market is currently stuck within this range, right? There's a bit of momentum that's trying to build towards the upside. If you take a look at these weeks here, overall, the general trend is bullish, right? Overall. So on the higher time frames, we don't really have anything we can use except if we go to the monthly time frame. So let's start from the monthly and let's see where price could be attracted to, right? So have a look at this. So we've got this high here. I'm going to draw a line, right? The market can easily go back and tap that high That high, the market isn't tapped in ever. The market isn't tapped ever, all right? So let me just do this. There we go. Yeah, no, the market is going back to that high. So there's still a few more pips to go. Yeah, there's about 500, 400 pips to go. Now, what you should do here, you must be careful, all right? You must be careful because you see this can turn into a bigger correction. We might get something like this. At some point, we might get something like this where price goes down and then it does this again. Why would price do this? Because it might turn into a corrective pattern. It might, right? It's not certain it might do that. It might not, right? So that shouldn't worry you. If price was to go back one more time, it's just going to break this low, right? It's just going to break this low one more time. And then anywhere around this low, then we can start preparing for that if it does this. But if not, then you're just going to see price flying, right? So if you're holding a position, just manage your trade. If you're holding a buy, move your stop losses, and then see what it will do. If it comes back down here, it's going to be an opportunity anywhere around here, right? Anywhere around here, there's gonna be an opportunity if it goes back to that low. If not, then this should continue moving towards the upside. The reason, another reason I'm looking at this push towards the downside is the way the market is going up. The way the market is going up is giving us this possibility, right? The way the market is going up is giving us this possibility that it might drop one more time, right? But the bigger move is towards the upside. The bigger move is towards the upside, right? So this should assist you in creating a proper plan on this, and you should be sorted. So GBP JPY, there's a continuation that's going to form, but it might come back down one more time, all right? One more time before it goes up. So have a look at that. I'm looking at the structure here. I'm not sure if it's going to go and tap the structure one more time. I'm not sure, but if it does, it will still give us an opportunity, right? So yeah, so that's basically GBP JPY. It's a good setup to the upside, not to the downside, but to the upside. It's a very good setup. All right, so GBP JPY, there you go. Let's see. So the DXY, let me open up the DXY. It's on another platform. So I'm just going to open it up and let's see what we can do with the DXY, right? But while it's still opening up, let me go to another pair while we're waiting for the DXY. We'll come back to the DXY, all right? Gold, look, gold is bullish. I mean, gold is gone. Gold is gone. Gold is gone, right? Gold is gone. I'm not sure if you did capitalize on this, but it is gone. It is gone, all right? So there's nothing much to do on gold, guys, because it's really aggressive, right? But all you want to do, maybe look at the lower time frames, right? So let me look at the 15 minutes. There we go. I think let's use the 15 minutes. Gold is bullish. It's going back to this top. It's going back to this top. What's happening right now is there's a correction that's forming. We can all see, right? Now, this correction, I want to show you guys something. I've taught you this before, and we've seen it play out on gold and on silver and NASDAQ. So this price action here, right? There's a possibility gold is going to come back down to this low before it goes up. There's a possibility gold could come back down to this low before it goes up, meaning give us something like this, right? Come back down here and then do this. That possibility is there. At the moment, it's within the correction. Where the market is right now, you see here, where the market is right now, it can still go up because of this. So this double bottom can still push price up, right? Maybe getting a slight correction and a continuation towards the upside. You see that? But also there's a possibility that it might come back down to this low again one more time before we go up. But it is still very much bullish. Still very much bullish, right? I'm not sure if you guys are holding long positions already, but it's going back to 5.59, 5.6, going back to 5.6. It's going back to 5.6. It's going back to 5.6, all right? So yeah, so that is how gold is looking. The momentum is very, it's bullish. Look at this. The momentum is extremely, extremely bullish. So all you gotta do is to look for your setups, and then you go for it. All right. It would be better if it comes back down to this area. Right. It would be better if it comes back down here one more time because of the risk and reward ratio. So imagine this risk and reward ratio. It would be a good opportunity. It would be a good opportunity. So let's see if it will do this. If not, it's likely going to go up from there, right? Either from down here or from up there. But I wanted to come back down here. I wanted to come back down here before we go up. So that is your gold, right? That is gold. Let's have a look at the DXY. In the meantime, let me do this. Let me find the DXY. And let's talk about the DXY. All right, let me just find it. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. Let me find the DXY. Okay, I don't think I'll be able to put up the DXY, right? So let me just mention the levels on the DXY, and I'll mention the time frames as well, right? So the DXY at the moment, it broke 95.92, right? It's trading around 95.92. Now that's a very strong, it looks like it's a very strong support zone, right? So the area is trading on right now. There's a possibility that it might reject and give us a pull towards the upside, or it can break and go down. You guys know that when price is on a support or a resistance, right, there are two possibilities. There's always two possibilities when price is at a support or resistance. Either it will break or reject and push towards the upside. So DXY right now, that's where it's trading on a support. So you just need to wait for your confirmations to see whether it's gonna pull back a little bit, possibly back to 97.3, maybe 97.3, giving us a pullback up until that zone, or break and continue to push towards the downside, right? So that's something maybe you would want to keep an eye on. You would want to keep an eye on. That is something you would want to keep an eye on. All right. So that is gold. I mean, the DXY. That is the DXY. Right. So you are not showing the levels on the screen, is it? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, I see. I see. All right. Let me just try and fix this quickly here. Just 1 second. All right. Okay. So I'll fix it. Not a problem, right? I was not aware that the levels are not there. I was not aware. I'll fix it. No problem. No problem. All right. And then we've got AUD JPY. Look, the same. AUD JPY remains the same. It's bullish. AUD JPY remains the same. All right. We are going back to that high. You see how it's closing in on that high. That's where we're going to. We're going back to that high, right? There was a correction. I spoke about the market pushing towards the upside there. So there was a correction, prices going up. Where is this going? It's going back to this top, right? It's going back to that top there. That is that weekly previous high. That's where it's going, right? So this one, guys, is moving in line with the direction, what we spoke about the last time. All you gotta do is to find your setups and continue pushing up. So there's a correction at the moment, right? So there's a correction at the moment and one more push towards the upside. One more push towards the upside. So that is AUD JPY. That is AUD JPY. All right. It's the same. It's the same. Nothing has changed. It is the same. Yeah. One more push towards the upside. All right, Euro USD. Now, Euro USD, we have to be careful with Euro USD because the setup is done, right? The setup is complete. So where it is right now, anything can happen, right? The previous setup we spoke about is complete. It's done. Remember the last time we said the market is going back to this top, right? So this was the setup we spoke about. So where the market is right now, it's on no man's land. It's on no man's land. So we need to be careful with this one, right? It might give us a correction, but it's not, it hasn't formed much for us to be able to see what's going to happen. So I would say this one, just wait for it to develop further, right? Let's wait for it to give us a correction here. Give us maybe something like this. Something like this. Right? If we get something like this, then we will know price is going to push towards the upside. You see that? So at the moment, there's really nothing much. So let's wait for it to develop and then we'll come back and talk about it. So that is Euro USD. That is Euro USD, right? Are they on the codes? What is buying what? Sean, I don't understand your question. Are they on the codes? What is buying what? I'm not sure if I understand your question. Can you maybe break it down for us? I'm not sure if I understand the question. Right. Yeah. So while we're waiting for that as well, right? So let's go through other charts. Now, what we spoke about, guys, like I said, there's nothing much to do because the market is moving in the direction we spoke about. You look at USD CAD. We spoke about USD CAD rejecting and going down, right? So this move on USD CAD, we spoke about it. Now look at where USD CAD is. Maybe let me remove the Fibonacci. Yeah, let me remove the Fibonacci. Let's see where USD CAD is, right? So let me just remove, right? So on USD CAD, this cycle we spoke about is complete, is done, right? But I'm seeing how price failed or rejected this resistance, right? You can see here the market rejected this resistance there. Boom. That's where you got that lower high. So the next support I see USD CAD going to is this one, right? So we have a support down here. So any further downside on USD CAD, I see it pushing back down to this support, right? You will also notice that it has also broken this structure here, right? This was a support zone. So this was holding price. So this support trend line is broken. So now anticipating USD CAD to come back down to this zone. There could be a correction first, right? We could get a retest first before price drops. We could get a retest first, but we just follow this trend. We're just looking to follow this trend. Once price reaches the zone, we'll come back and talk about USD CAD, right? Because there's a possibility it can still go further down to this low, right? It can still go further to this low. But for now, I think it's a good setup. For now, it's a good setup, right? So any correction there, one more push towards the downside. I think it is a good setup, right? And then if you look at USD Swiss, the last time we spoke about this move, right? This move coming back down to this area. Last time we spoke about this. So it went further towards the downside. So let's see where it is at the moment. Let's see where it is at the moment. Okay, let me look at the question here quickly. Okay, Sean, I think so. We've got education sessions, right? I think get into our education sessions and then we'll break it down to you because it's a topic on its own, right? It's a topic on its own. Get into our education sessions and then we will break it down nicely for you, right? For the sake of time, yeah, it's gonna take too much time, right? But it depends. It depends whether the pair on the right is strong or not. If the pair on the right is strong, you buy. If the pair on the left is strong, you sell, right? So in a case of Euro USD as an example, so let's say you've got Euro USD, right? So in the case of a Euro USD, the base currency is the one on the left, right? The code currency is the one on the right, all right? So if the base currency is stronger than the code currency, then the market will go up. If the base is stronger than the code, the market will go up. But if the base is weaker than the code, the market will go down. You see how it is? So what do we do here? We want to buy this market that's going up, and then we want to sell this market that's going down. How do you know that the market is going down, right? Because the code currency is strong and the market structure is bearish. So if the market structure is bullish, there, right? It's basically like this. I need to break it down proper for you. So get into our education sessions, beginner class. This is what we discuss in our beginner classes, right? In case some of you guys don't know, we do have some education, beginner class. What I'm discussing right now is exactly what we talk about in our beginner class, right? Before you even go to the advanced class. So yeah, so that's what we are talking about here. That is what we are talking about. Holding buys on GBP JPY. Yeah, we spoke about buys the last time, right? We spoke about buys the last time. So that one definitely It's going back to that high we spoke about. Now, USD Swiss, there's nothing much to do on this one, guys. All right, there's nothing much to do on this one, USD Swiss. So we're just gonna leave it for now because it's extremely bearish unless we get a correction. So here, unless we get a correction, then we're looking for one more push down. Right? Unless you get a correction, looking for one more push down. So there's nothing much to do here. There's really nothing much to do here. Yeah. So let's have a look at this. So maybe next week we'll come back to USD Swiss next week, right? To see if it's going to give us this move up before we go down, right? Because there's a possibility we can also catch this move up while we're waiting for the move towards the downside. All right, that's USD Swiss, USD Swiss. And if you look at NZD USD, guys, it's going back to the resistance, right? It's going back to this resistance there. That's where it's going, right? You will notice the following here. I want to show you guys something. So there is an upward channel that is forming. Let me show you this upward channel, right? So from these lows, we've got this upward channel. So if this is the upward channel, then we have the first high and the second high of the upward channel. Look at where the second high is right there. The second high of the upward channel is on the resistance as well, right? So therefore, price is attracted back to that resistance because it needs to complete this formation. It needs to complete this formation. So at the moment, the market is attracted back. So the focus here is just to follow this trend. That is the focus, right? It's just for us to follow this trend. So this one is going to be a good setup, guys. It's going to be a good setup because all we need is just a correction. We need a correction and one more push up. That's it. That's all we need here. And the correction might be similar to the previous one. It might be similar to this one, right? Like this. You see that? It might be something like this. That's it. That's all we need. All we need. All we need. Right? And then we're looking for one more push back up. I'm going to keep an eye on this one. Yeah, NZD USD, I'm going to keep an eye on this one. AUD USD. If this AUD USD was to come back down and tap this zone, I would consider trading it, right? I would consider trading it if it comes back down to tap this zone. NZD USD, nah, just one more correction and a continuation towards the upside, just to complete this five wave structure, right? This 5-wave structure. So keep an eye on NZD USD. Keep a very close eye on NZD USD. All right, let me just do this. Yeah, keep an eye on NZD USD. And then up next, we've got the JPY pairs, guys. That is CAD JPY, right? So we spoke about CAD JPY. So CAD JPY, look what's happening at the moment. It's trying to come back down to tap this area, right? It's trying to tap this area. So from this area, from this low, anticipating a continuation from this low. So we had an aggressive correction, and now it seems like we have a higher low, right? Just like this higher low here. Seems like we've got a higher low. So from there on, we are looking for one more push towards the upside. This is another one I'm going to keep an eye on. Another one I'm keeping my eyes on. Let me just check something here. Okay. Yeah, so the market has come back to the 50 of the Fibonacci. So we've got this 50% retracement on the Fibonacci. So we need this rejection, right? If price closes like this, then, and this is the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, we're looking for one more push towards the upside. One more push towards the upside. So I think CAD JPY still remains a very good setup. A very good setup. All right. So do keep a very close eye on that. On that. Check the US, check the calendar US unemployment. There's US unemployment. Let me check. I think that's at 3:30. Is it not at 3:30? Yeah, it should be at 3:30. It should be at 3:30. Yeah, it's at 3:30. So at 3:30, we've got unemployment claims. Unemployment claims at 3:30, right, today. So you can keep an eye on that. You can definitely keep an eye on that. You can definitely keep an eye on that. All right. Can you look at Euro NZD? That one is falling. Euro NZD is falling. It is falling. My goodness. My goodness. Guys, look, we spoke about this. Sure. We spoke about this, right? Do you remember? We spoke about this. I showed you the bigger time frames, right? I told you guys that since price has broken this top, just like what happened with the first top, you see when the market broke the first top, what happened? It fell. So now we've broken that top, another top. So what are we anticipating here? We're anticipating this. We're anticipating this to fall, this to drop, all right? And then this is what we have now. So it is going down. It is going down at the moment. Let me just look at the weekly. Let me just do this. Yeah, I'm projecting that. My projection is that this thing is going to go back to 1.846. Yeah, that is my projection. My projection is this thing's going to go down to 1.846. That is 1,000 pips, 1,200 pips. So just looking for a trading opportunity. Right, just looking for a trading opportunity here. I'm looking for a correction and then one more push down. So that's my projection. So let's see, it's going to take a while. It's going to take some time. Let's see, right? 1.846 on Euro NZD. On Euro NZD. It's going to be a good opportunity, guys. This one's going to be a good opportunity, definitely, without a doubt. And then we'll just, every week, we'll just come back and update every week, all right? But for now, looking for sells. Looking for sells. Looking for sells. So that's Euro NZD. That's Euro NZD. Great stuff. Let's go through some more setups. So Euro NZD, one more push down. Euro AUD, also something similar. I'm also looking at Euro Pound, right? So Euro Pound, guys. Euro Pound also, one more push. We spoke about Euro Pound some time ago, right? Most of you guys will remember. We spoke about Euro Pound some time ago. And so I think, well, it was ready. From these highs, it was ready, right? So this one, definitely we're looking for one more push. One more push down, right? So back to this low or back to the zone here, or back to the zone. So we spoke about Euro NZD falling, right? Sorry, not Euro NZ. Yeah, well, Euro Pound. You spoke about Euro Pound falling. All we needed to do was to wait for the correction. Now the correction formed, and now it's time for this to give us a push towards the downside. Euro Pound. All right. And then you've got Euro AUD as well. You've got Euro AUD as well. We also spoke about it, a possible drop. Let me look for it. Euro pound, Euro pound, Euro odd. Let's open up Euro odd. There we go. Euro odd should be going down as well. Yeah, there we go. Euro odd should be going down as well. All right. So Euro odd, let's go to the weekly first. I mean to the monthly. Let's do this. All right. So first things first, Euro odd seems like it's coming back down to the zone, right? We can see that this is where previously price gave us a resistance and then it broke, right? So it seems like it's coming back down to the zone. I would anticipate this to come back down to the zone, and then we'll see what's going to happen on that zone. So short term, Euro odd is bearish. Euro odd is bearish until it reaches that zone, right? That monthly zone. So in the meantime, you will see corrections. You will see corrections in the meantime, right? And then a continuation down. Correction, continuation down. That is what you're going to see in the meantime there, right? So we just follow this trend now. We just follow this trend. We just follow this trend. So this one coming back down to this support. The pound Swiss, we're just waiting for it to commit to the downside now, right? But it's struggling. Pound Swiss is struggling. It's struggling. It might give us a bit of a problem. It's struggling. So yeah, but we're anticipating it to go down. If not, then we'll see what's going to happen. Because of the current trend, we're anticipating one more push down on pound Swiss, right? If not, we'll see what's going to happen here. But according to the trend, we remain bearish. We remain bearish. All right. So good opportunities, guys. Great opportunities we are seeing here. All right. Euro NZD is falling. Euro AUD is falling. Euro GBP is falling, right? I'm watching out for that Euro pound. I'm watching out for this Euro pound. Definitely. I'm watching out for this Euro pound. Euro NZD also. I'm watching out for this big drop on Euro pound. It has already dropped from the breakout. It is already 380 pips in. So we're anticipating more pips to the downside, right? GBP USD is already gone. GBP USD is already gone. You see where it is at the moment. The setup is done. The setup is done. So from here, we'll see if it does this or if it does this. We'll see. But the setup we spoke about is done. Is done. So let's see what's going to happen. Anybody looking at GBP USD, I'm waiting for this to give us more information. More information. All right. So the markets are moving, guys. The markets are moving. Great opportunity. You guys can see what is happening, right? You guys can see what is happening. Let me check if there's any more pairs you guys want us to look at. Let me check if there's any more pairs that you want us to look at. US oil. US oil, I spoke about this in the opening bell, right? US oil. So we're anticipating US oil to reach 65.65, 65.6. We're anticipating US oil to reach 65.6 dollars per barrel, right? So this one, it's already gone. It's already gone. So if it gives us a correction, right, maybe on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour chart, then this will be a great opportunity for price to go up. Great opportunity for price to go up if it gives us a correction. something similar to this. Yeah, something similar to this. Something similar to this. All right. Then we know, yeah, we are going up. We are going up. So US oil, keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. GBP CAD. GBP CAD, I think, has been ranging. GBP CAD has been ranging. I'm not sure if it broke out of the range, but let's see. It has been ranging. Yeah, you see that it's GBP CAD is just trapped inside this range here. Right. So if it's inside this range, it's a little bit unpredictable if it's inside this range, right? Because it can still come back down to the bottom of the range, or it can go up to the top of the range. So it's a little bit unpredictable. I don't think GBP CAD will give you a good setup. Yeah, I don't think it's going to give you a good setup, right? Rather focus on trending markets, right? A market that's trending, focus on it. But this ranging market, yeah, I don't think it's going to give you a good setup, right? But if your strategy works in a ranging market, then go for it if it works, right? But yeah, it's not a market I would look at, right? Rather than this, look at Euro Pound. Yeah. Pound CAD, just wait for it and focus on Euro Pound rather. Right, focus on Euro Pound rather. GBP CAD, yeah, that one is a problem at the moment. Wait for it to break out and then look for a setup after that. Great stuff. Great stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, right, markets are moving. You guys can see the dollar is moving. Emerging markets are moving. Commodities are moving. The crypto is moving slow. Indices are moving. NASDAQ is moving. So, we are sticking to the same script. We're sticking to the same script. There's a lot of demand, safe haven demand, right? Whatever you do, don't miss out on gold and silver. There's a lot of demand, and that is driven by the dollar weakness. Like I said earlier on, traders, investors all over the world are shifting away from the US dollar. They are shifting towards emerging markets, energy, commodities as well, right? So don't miss out on that. We can literally see that the capital is rotating to the commodities, from the dollar to the commodities, right? That's what we can see. So we follow the capital. We follow the capital. So don't miss out on gold. Don't miss out on silver. Wait for the opportunities. And don't miss out on capitalizing on the weakness of the dollar, right? But this should be a good year. It should be a good year. Definitely should be a good year. So yeah, so for today's session, guys, we've covered all the pairs. I don't doubt for a second that you guys are not happy. I don't doubt it for a second, right? Because the markets are moving in the direction we spoke about. So yeah, so let's see what's going to happen next week, guys, on the trading rooms next week. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is where we're going to end it for today. Keep a close eye on this, and then we'll come back again next week, right? Don't miss out the opening bell tomorrow. Have a good one, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good luck and cheers. We'll catch you guys back next week.